yeah, these type of involvement in the open source communities helped me to gain more exposure on the world of cloud and DevOps. And I think that was a moment of chaos, and we had no clue what to do. That's how like I got into GDSC, and I mean, after that the journey has been phenomenal.
Uh, okay, so good evening, Bhaiya, and all the viewers present here today. Welcome to the first episode of Dev-Diaries by GDSC NIT Rourkela. And this is the first episode. And in this episode, we have Pritish Samal Bhaiya with us. Hello, Bhaiya. So
Hello,
let's
hey
first,
Srishti.
let's first introduce Bhaiya. So currently, Bhaiya is working in Harness as an SD. He has also been intern at BharatPe. Pritish Bhaiya was GitHub Campus Expert of a campus. He was LFX mentee, MLH Fellow at CNCF Kubernetes, and he has also been GSOC mentee for organization Bioinformatics (OBF). Okay, so let's get started with the questionnaire. Okay, so Bhaiya, we are curious, how and when did you first start your programming, and what motivated you to pursue career in tech or coding?
Um, uh, that's a long question. So I started coding in general, like with a normal programming language or data structures when I was in school. At that time, I didn't actually know where to use or how it is used in the real world. But after I joined college, first year I didn't do anything. I was more involved in sports activities and thoda thoda academics. After that, in the second year, when like everything went online because of the pandemic, at that time we had a lot of empty time, and I was confused ki what to do. This much of time we are getting, and we can just sit in home. So that's why I started exploring the fields, and then the first thing that I did was I started like applying to a couple of clubs in our college. One was GDSC NIT Rourkela, and the other one was Open Code. So I applied to those clubs, attended the orientation induction process, and got selected. After that, the community around these clubs in our college, they are just amazing. They help me uh, like get started with programming and get started with development. So we had a couple of amazing seniors, namely Abel, Matthew, Chinmay, Kabi, Harish, just to name a few. And there were many more through. And these people, they used to hold bi-weekly meetings with the club members, and there we used to discuss the latest trends in technologies, or maybe about a project. We had a couple of open source projects there. And that's when I got introduced to the world of open source from our own college itself. And then Hacktoberfest was near, I guess, Hacktoberfest 2021, no, 2020. Yeah. And at that time, like since I have been contributing to our DSC projects, I was pretty acquainted with the rules and regulations and the best practices that to be followed while contributing to open source. And that's when I registered for the Hacktoberfest, and I made a couple of contribution to three, four projects. And yeah, that's how it started.
Okay, so the online classes during pandemics did help in getting time for coding.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so and can you tell us about from where or any your favorite YouTuber which you would like to share, or any documentation from where you started?
So one of my favorite go-to YouTuber is fireship.io. I mean, that guy literally, if you're doubtful about a concept, let's say Kubernetes, then that guy simplifies it to that level that his all the videos are of 1.5 to 2, or maybe long videos are of 7 to 10 minutes, and you can get a crisp idea of like what are you getting into in that specific field or technology. So yeah, that has been my go-to place. Otherwise, free code camp, code evolution, tech world with Nana. So these are a couple of YouTubers that I constantly follow.
Okay. So after completing web development, you went for DevOps. So what motivated you or what sparked your interest in that field?
Um, okay, so it was, I guess, summer of 2021 when I was almost l- like I was clear with the basics of full stack development. Like if you ask me to create a website along with a backend and which does the CRUD operations from the databases, then yeah, I was able to do it without referring to any tutorials or something. So that's when I thought, okay, we I started with web development because that was the kind of easy to get started with, and you can get the results then and there. Like you don't have to wait for like couple of other frameworks or couple of other services to get started. You can directly code it, and then you can see the result that you have made. So after that,
Okay.
Deva with a bhaiya from our college. He like he was the first one to get into the LFX mentorship program, and that's when like I was completely unaware of what LFX is. In fact, I didn't know anything about DevOps and cloud. So that's when like I casually contacted him and then asked him about like what is this LFX. And at that time the buzzword in the tech world was Kubernetes, the word Kubernetes and cloud. So yeah, I asked him regarding that also, and he shared his experiences because he was also a upstream contributor to Kubernetes project, like the
Okay.
actual Kubernetes project. So he also shared his experiences saying, yeah, there's a community, there's a really huge community around Kubernetes. And currently, today, if you see, it will be around like more than 2 lakh developers in the Kubernetes community that are associated directly or indirectly with the project. So it's a really huge community. And he said, why don't you join the in dev channel? So in Slack, in the Kubernetes Slack, there's a in-dev channel where like all the Indian Kubernetes contributors are present in that channel. And he said, if you have any questions or something, you can simply drop in that channel, and folks will respond you with the respective answers. So yeah, that's what I did. I started exploring here and there Kubernetes and many of these CNCF projects. I started exploring them and the tech stacks they use, and why, what's the real world use of these type of projects. And slowly things started falling in place, and I was getting to know, okay, this project is used for this one, this has the use case to do this and this. So yeah, it started like that.
Okay. Now coming to academics part, because this is something where we all struggle to manage along with the coding. Were you able to manage academics with all the codings and stuff?
So if I were to be honest, our batch turned out to be equally lucky as well as unlucky, and it has a separate fields where we got lucky and separate things where we got unlucky. But answering your question, like managing academics, this is the part where I think our batch got lucky because everything was online. And like, viewers, please don't do this. But what we used to do is just simply join the lecture and then turn off our mics and cameras and we just do our own work, maybe working on a side project or exploring technologies or even attending community meetings at the same time. Right, your lectures will be going on and you will be in another community meeting. So that's how it used to work during 2021 and 2022. But now things have come back to normal and you can't do like this. So you have to put in some extra efforts to like manage both your academics and your development journey.
Okay, and when did you decide that you'll go into software over core?
Um, s- I so before joining college itself, I was clear that yeah, I will be going in the software line as a software engineer or a software developer. But I was unaware of all the other roles that the tech industry holds. Right, there are like say cloud engineers or DevOps engineers or sysadmins and stuff. So these I got to know about after joining college, but like yeah, it was clear to me that I will be going in the software line because after JEE, I didn't get that good ranks in JEE, and I ended up getting um, a computer science seat at VIT Vellore, if you've heard of that college, and ceramic in NIT Rourkela. So I thought, because previously I've heard that the like the community culture in NIT Rourkela was decent. So I thought, yeah, let me take the risk and join NIT Rourkela. At least I would get exposure because of the people. You know, there'll be really good rankers in JE uh, who join NIT Rourkela because it's one of the prestigious institutes in India. So and that's how I joined, and it was clear to me before joining itself that yeah, I'll be going in the software field.
Okay, so because of the online classes, it was easy to manage academics. But how many clubs were you part of, and how did you manage that club meetings and personal projects?
Um, so apart from like the football thing, which I discontinued after first year, in the online mode, I was part of GDSC NIT Rourkela, Open Code, and a couple other clubs, but I wasn't that active in other clubs, though I was quite active in Open Code and DSC. So these were the two clubs that has helped me in my like personal growth and my development journey, and like the club meetings and um, uh, your personal development. I guess that was one thing because it's all about the community you have around you, and that helps not only you but also other people who are struggling to get started in the world of tech. So those club meetings, like we kind of took it seriously, and we had like we used to schedule calls with our juniors to like take regular updates on like what is going on and what are some projects that are working on currently, or anything new that you are learning right now. And we used to also share opportunities like, okay, these are the community programs that have opened up their applications and we think you should apply for this and this, otherwise job opportunities too. So yeah, I mean, uh, we kept the club meetings as a priority, and that's how we managed club meetings and personal development.
Okay, now coming to the web development and communities part, what specific area of web development while learning web development did you enjoy the most and why?
um, So while learning, I used to enjoy something which I don't right at the moment. So when I was I started with front end, and after the plain old HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I jumped on to front end framework called React, and that's when it is a vast area. Like if you want to deep dive into it, it might take you a really long time. So what I did after I was exploring React, and after I got a decent grip on React, I started playing around with animations. Like if you have heard the D3JS or 3JS, so these were some couple of libraries that I started playing with, and we used to really make like catchy animations and fun animations. But after some point of time, that pretty much got irritating, because you like if you are into animations, then you need to know you need to be good in maths. Okay, but otherwise those animations you can't grow in that. So I think that's unlike, while starting with animations, I uh, started like I liked it and I really enjoyed doing it. But after some point of time, I lost interest in that.
Okay. So you were part of GDSC community, and how did GDSC help you in your journey, and which projects you got to work on?
um, so I kind of started my tech journey with GDSC, and with all the seniors present in the club. They really helped me and motivated me to get into or deep dive into the world of software engineering. And like initially we used to I used to work on some couple of projects. One was Hack NIT Hackathon website. So Hack NIT 2.0 was the first project. Hack NIT 2.0 website was the first project that I worked on after joining GDSC. And at that time, I think I was the only one working on the website. And whenever I used to raise any PR for a specific component or some feature, whenever I used to open a PR, all the seniors like Abel Matthew, Chinmay, Harish, and couple of seniors, they would jump into the PR and they would critically review it. Like uh, if you will be, for example, if you will be using a manual list items instead of using a map, and then you have raised a PR for that, they'll like roast you like anything. And that's how I learned some of the best practices to be used while coding, and the paradigms used in coding. So yeah, they have helped me to write good code, and to understand why are you writing this code. So yeah, I mean, I owe most of my the opportunities that I have received, or what I am today, to GDSC. I mean, if it wouldn't have been for GDSC, I don't know what I would have been doing right now.
Okay, and while being in GDS and working on these projects, what challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them? Because as you said, you were
Um,
the only one from your batch working on that project.
Yeah, that was a project where my seniors were always there to help me, but like after they left college, we still had a lot of projects going on like active projects, and that's where like you are bound to face issues, or you are bound to come across bugs if you are working on any development project. And the same thing happened with me too. And I was like, okay, yaar, ye solve nahi hoga hai. So what do I do? And often I used to lose my patience because of like recurring bugs, and I wasn't able to fix those. So that's when, like, as I said in the beginning, community is something that would like help you grow up to a really great extent. And like couple of my friends who were in GDSC NIT Rourkela too, like Ritesh, Asta, Abhibhav, Sriram. So these guys, Daksh also. So these guys, like, if I am running into a bug or a issue and I'm not able to solve it, maybe night 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. doesn't matter. They'll still get on a call. They'll help me debug this issue. Even like they'll just tell me, okay, share your live code. Like we have this VS Code live share extension, right? So they'll tell, okay, link bheej de. We are joining and let's debug it together. And yeah, that's how we like overcome many situations that like we faced while building some projects. And yeah, it was really helpful.
Okay, and apart from these projects, were there any side personal projects that you are currently working on and you worked on?
um so after like initially I didn't know this concept of side projects, because I used to think, okay, projects are something out of the box, and one cannot do it on their own. So you have to be like part of some big project and you can contribute to that project. But after like working on a couple of projects in DSC or open code, that's when like I got the idea, okay, no, projects are nothing but like, let me put it this way. You see a problem that's being faced by your community or the people around you, then you think, can tech solve this issue? If yes, then okay, let's start ideating. What can we do? What tech stacks can we use? What programming language can we use? And what should be the architecture of your project? And after that, you can simply implement it and turn your idea into a reality. So that's what I did. And after my second year, I guess I started working on couple of side projects. One of them was a mini node exporter, which I um, like if I were to briefly describe the project, like you are having a backend server, and suppose you want to monitor it, but you like there are a couple of monitoring stacks like Prometheus, Grafana, and stuff. But to set it up locally and then integrate it with your server and then use it to see your downtime or load or CPU usage, that would be a time taking task, right? So that's where I built this mini node exporter, which was also built using JavaScript. And what you have to do is when you are initializing your Express server or Node.js server, you just have to use this boilerplate instead of your good old like npm init or yarn init wala boilerplate, and you'll be good to go. It has all the things integrated in it. Let's say Prometheus, which will fetch the metrics from your server directly, real time, and then it will store the data and map it to Grafana to show it in the form of a dashboard. So this was one of my personal projects, and I really enjoyed working on these type of personal projects.
Okay, and apart
Also,
from all this, yeah, no.
also my portfolio is one of my really good side project where like I I did the wireframe on my own, because I To be honest, I don't have any clue about UI or UX, and I've never understood, because you have to be really creative to get into that field, and it really takes a lot of time. And I was already into development, and I didn't have that much time. So after doing front end for for a specific amount of time, then I got to know, okay, these components can be placed here. That would look great, and user experience wise also, I was getting an idea of, okay, what to do. And that's when I uh, thought to revamp my portfolio and release a second version of it. And yeah, I so it took around a week or so just to create a mock-up or wireframe of how my website is going to look. And after that, it was easy. It took 3 days to build the website, and yeah.
Okay. So in GDSC, apart from the working and project stuff, how was the community experience? And can you tell us about any funny incidents in community?
Um, apart from coding, because okay, code we used to do it on a regular basis, but communities are not just only about code. We used to have weekly or bi-weekly sync up meetings when we were in college, and that too in person. And there we used to hold technical sessions or hands-on workshops for our club members, and sometimes it was also open to all. Like anyone interested can attend the session and learn new concepts. So that was one thing where we used to keep our community engaging. And apart from that, we also used to hold like Kahoot or some that what's that game? The imposter wala game. So we also used to play that together, Among Us, right? So we used to play that together, and yeah, there were a couple of fun activities we used to do. And when Hack and ITI hackathon comes, we'll be like on call, because I think uh, Hackanet at 2.0 and 3.0 were online, and we were in our homes during that time. So we used to get on call, and we will be in the call till 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes it can go up to 5 a.m. also. And we used to discuss, okay, we have agendas, and we have to carry this out. And uh, these and days, we'll be dividing the task and stuff. And after that, we'll be just talking random stuff. It can be anything, ranging from, okay yaar, mere ghar mein aaj ye ho gaya, to school day memories, okay, I got scoldings from my teacher for doing this mischief, or something of those sorts. So yeah, it was fun. And if I were to share a specific fun incident, it happened happened during, how can I tell, 3.0, I guess, when I was the tech lead for the project. And one fine day we were in a full team meeting, and we were discussing, okay, sponsorship, these and these tasks are left, PR team, for them these and these tasks are left to be done. So we are discussing the whole thing. And that's when I was doing something, like I had opened a PR, or I was reviewing a PR, and then I had no idea. So um I was for some reason, my Git was picking up some random commits, and I didn't know how to solve it. So what I did is, like the same old brute force method, I delete my fork, and then I refork the project again. And then I had my commits in my stash, so I'll just pop them out, and yeah, it'll work. like it was working previously. So what I did, instead of deleting my own pod, I actually deleted the main project from DSC, and I think that was a moment of chaos, and we had no clue what to do. And Abel Bhaiya was like, "Oh, nice, you deleted the whole project. This is something new. Let's see if we can solve this or not." And I guess Abhibhav only sent out a message. Before that, Abel Bhaiya came on a call, and then we were thinking of some temporary solutions where we can recover our code, and we were able to do it. We were able to do it, and all of our code were present, but in another repo. Like we were able to recover it. But then Abhibhav or Able Bhai, I guess they sent out a support message to the GitHub team, and then the parent repository was recovered, and yeah, that was a funny incident. I mean,
Yeah. Okay, then you are also the GitHub Campus Expert. So, whom did you get motivated looking at for applying for GC?
um, there were two peoples, Abel Matthew and Harish. So the Harish was the first GitHub campus expert from our college, and Abel Matthew, he was the first GDSC lead from our college. And these two people, like when we were in second year, we saw these two guys working their like working day in day night to just get a task done, and they not only did they just work on exciting projects and innovative projects, but also like they actually cared about the community, and they used to sync up with us to ask, okay, how are we doing, and are we facing any difficulties as such, or do we need help in figuring out something in the tech field. And yeah, that's what motivated me to give back to the community. And I think these uh, community programs like GDSC lead or GitHub campus expert, postman postman student expert,
Student
MP
Expert.
Auth0 ambassador. So these are some of the programs that actually emphasize on communities. And you also, like, not only you get to build or manage a community in your own college, but also you get exposure to other colleges, because you will be like, if you are selected in these programs, you will be a part of a global community where people from all across the world with like with a variety of experiences and perspective, so you'll be meeting with them and connecting with them, so you'll be like getting to learn a lot of things. So yeah, that was also one of the factors.
Okay, and while applying for GC, I think you have to give interview, right? So, how was that experience doing interviews? Were you nervous, and how did you handle that?
Um, yeah, so when I applied for the GC program, there were a total of three rounds, where the first round was the written round, where like they ask you some questions and you have to draft a really nice answer for that and submit it. If you are selected, then you'll be moving to the interview phase, where like you have to record a video of yourself and answering those 2 to 3 questions. And then if you are further selected, then you will be a GitHub campus expert trainee, where you have to go through multiple training modules, and after completing those, you will be a fully fledged GitHub campus expert. So the first round went well. Like I dedicated like a lot of time to drafting answers with no grammatical mistakes or vocabulary errors. And yeah, it went well. I got selected for the second round. And the first time I applied, right, I got selected for this second round. And at that time, like, the round was a video screening round or the interview round. And they had a couple of questions, I guess 3 to 4 questions. And I had to record a video of myself and upload it. So the first time when I applied, it went really bad because I had never really tried this recording yourself wala thing, and I was pretty much nervous. I was nervous. I was fumbling, whatnot. It was a complete mess, and that's where I got to learn from my mistakes. Okay, these are the stuff that didn't went well, and these are the places where I think I could have improved. So the second time I applied, I again got selected for the video screening round, and that's when I did things slightly different. So there were questions, and like the GitHub Campus Expert community, they don't expect um, like imaginary solutions, right? Ki I'll do this, I'll do that. No, it you need to be realistic, and that's what I did. The shared struggle that our community was facing was my pitch was on the part where like people from other branches except the circuital branches are not eligible to sit for on-campus placements in the software companies. So that's the struggle that I addressed. And I my and like the my answers were on the line of how you can leverage open source and communities in order to land a new and decent job. So those on those lines my answers were based. And in the video round, I just gave my honest opinions and what I have, like the plans that I have in my mind, and how am I going to execute it. So, and what type of support I need from GitHub. So I just gave my honest opinions, and yeah, that worked.
Okay. Do they select multiple GCs in the same year? In the same year for a campus, and what were your role and what were you needed to do as a GC?
um Even I was unaware of this thing that there can be multiple GCs from a single college itself. So when I got selected, Ritesh also got selected, and we were in the same club together. So that's when like we got to know, okay, there can be more than two GCs from the same college itself. And yeah, we did a lot of things, like organizing hackathons and holding technical sessions and hands-on workshops, and that too in person or virtual. So we were able to accommodate both, like in person as well as virtual events. And like w- we also came up with couple of ideas for like building open source projects. And like we, we used to hold like weekly or bi-weekly meetings whenever like we have a active project going on, like development of a project going on. And we used to review juniors PRs, and we used to give feedback to them, like where it could have been improved and stuff. And also since we were a part of a global community, we also like got a chance to invite other campus experts from other colleges to like join virtually and share their experiences on how they are managing a large community, and like what are the struggles they are facing, and how what ideas they implemented to solve those issues. So yeah, it was a kind of a fun ride. And we were able to accomplish what the program was meant for, the GitHub Campus Expert program, that is to encourage your local communities to get involved in the world of tech. And it doesn't matter which background you are from. Everyone should have the equal opportunity to code, and they should be accessible to those opportunities, like the job opportunities. So yeah, um, we were able to like uh, change this misconception on people's mind that only CS or the circuitous branches people are eligible for software companies. It doesn't work like that in real world. Like, I mean, no matter which branch you are from, you can still get selected in the top rated companies or HFTs, or the Series A startups, for example. So yeah.
Okay, so being part of the GitHub Global Campus must have helped you a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had our FACED, and he was a part of the GitHub Global Campus, and I'm not sure what's the condition now, but at that time, GitHub used to support us in a lot of ways, ranging from providing us speakers for our hackathons to like delivering swags to us to give it to the hackers who attend our hackathon or who have participated in the hackathon. So I think, yeah, that's a really huge support from GitHub, and we're really thankful for that.
Okay, now coming to the open source and open source programs, how did you get to know about open source and when did you start contributing?
As I said, I started my open source journey from our very own college itself, from the DSC club, and we had a like all our projects are open source. So I before joining GDSC, I used to go through the DSC organization and take a look at, okay, what are the type of projects that's being active and being constantly developed from time to time. And I remember in my GDSC interview, it was Harish Bhaiya, and he even asked me like, why do you want to join GDSC? And that's what I said. Like, I'm not a part of any community, and I'm clueless what to do right now. But like lately, I have been exploring the projects that GDSA is building, and that actually fascinated me a lot. So I want to contribute to those projects, and not just contribute. I want to maintain those projects. So that's how like I got into GDSC, and I mean, after that the journey has been phenomenal. But like after that, so we used to have open source projects in our clubs, like DSC organization, but we didn't have the like we didn't have that much huge user base. So the actual open source, it was enough for me to get started in the world of open source, but the actual open source is much more than that, like thousands and lakhs of contributors contributing to a project that's being used at a global scale and in a production grade environment. So I think those type of projects will actually help you understand like how things in the actual software world works. So this is how I started. Like after participating in these small open source programs like Hacktoberfest or Winter of Code. After that, I thought, okay, now I should start working on some huge projects, huge open source projects that people like even a layman would have heard of that kind of project. For example, Chromium browser or VLC media player. So these type of projects, anyone would must have heard this. So that's how I started applying to or started exploring the Google Summer of Code program, which is again a great program if used wisely or if leveraged wisely. So I started exploring the projects that has been constantly participating in GSOC from the GSOC archive space. So there's a page where you can see the list of all the participating projects in the previous years. So I went through the archives and I filtered out a couple of projects that I thought was also going to come this year too, because they have been constantly participating in GSOC. So I filtered that and then started like joined their community and started like I got assigned some good first issues and uh, I started solving those and attending the weekly or bi-weekly sync up meetings that they used to hold. And this is how my open source journey, actual open source journey started. And yeah, after that I got selected as a uh, contractor. I wasn't officially selected as a GSOC mentee, but instead I got selected as a contractor, and that's again a long story. I'll share that sometime else, but yeah, I got selected as a external contractor, and I worked on that GSOC project itself within the same timeline. And after that, the next year GSOC, I guess GSOC 2022, I got invited to be a mentor for that particular project itself.
Okay, so through GDSC you got exposure for open source, and
Absolutely.
for MLH you need to select a project. And which project did you submit for MLH? And can you guide us about how to choose the appropriate one?
Um, yeah, MLH people, they really take a thorough look at your project, like what type of project you are submitting. And the projects that they are looking for is like your project must serve a purpose. Like it should be solving some or the other issue that your community might be facing or some people might be facing, and it should be making an impact. So that's all they want, nothing else. So what I did, like after it has also essay type question, like essay type questions, and I took some time to answer those like uh, genuine answers. And after that I submit at that time only I was working on the project that I shared earlier, the mini node exporter project. So that's when like I thought, okay, this project, like it can be used, it can, because it says alternative to like setting up complete Prometheus and Grafana from scratch. It's a really good and easier alternative to that, like setting up monitoring service in your backend. So I thought, yeah, this can solve real world issues, and I think I should submit the same project. And I did submit the project with a proper commit messages and a really detailed readme about like what this project is about, what is it going to solve, what are the tech stacks used, and how to set this project locally, and like some screenshots on like how this project looks like and how does it work. So yeah, those these pointers actually help me in getting through the screening round. And yeah, I got called for an interview, and it was like two interviews. One was a non-technical interview. They were mostly questions on like what motivated you to apply to MLH fellowship, what do you like what do you expect to get out of this fellowship program, those sort of questions, and that was easy. After that, the technical interview actually consisted of like they'll ask you questions on the project that you submitted, and like they'll even ask you to share your screen and then go make them understand these lines of code, like why is it used for, and could it be optimized any further. So yeah, I attended that interview and it went really well. So after that, I got the selection mail that you are selected for the MLH fellowship.
Okay. And after getting selected, how was your experiment throughout this journey of fellowship?
It was a really great experience because in MLH fellowship, all the fellows will be divided into pods, and each of the pod will contain like 8 to 10 fellows, and you will be assigned a project, and you have to collaborate among yourself and contribute to it. So I got to meet with people from around the world, not just India, but around the world. And even till date, I'm in contact with them. And we sometimes have a call and discuss what's going on in our life, any new tech stack we are learning right now, similar stuff. So at that time, like this during the fellowship program, we collaborated on a project assigned to us, and we used to review each other's code and give constructive feedbacks like, okay, this part of code can be improved, or this could be better, this could have been better done this way, or like similar stuff. And after that, yeah, I mean, that was pretty much our fellowship experience.
Okay. So not only got to learn a lot, but also made friends in this journey.
Mhm.
Okay. And coming to the LFX, can you tell our viewers about what is LFX and the stipend and how to get into LFX mentorship and cover letter tips?
Yeah, sure, sure. So LFX mentorship program is like kind of a mentorship, since as the name says, it's a mentorship program conducted by the Linux Foundation and CNCF, or the Cloud Native Computing Foundation, where like many large scale projects, they participate in the project, and they welcome mentees to apply to their ideas and like share their experience and the timeline on how are they going to implement that idea. So I first came across this mentorship program from our senior itself, Devabrata. He was the first LFX mentee in our college, and I got to know about this program from him only. And he started exploring. I started exploring the type of projects that participate every year. So while exploring, I got to learn about Kubernetes, Thanos, Kyverno, Chaos Mesh, Litmus Chaos. So these are all CNCF incubated projects, and they are being used by a number of large companies ranging from Microsoft, Google, um, Intuit, and companies like that, to many early stage startups as well. And yeah, these all projects are used in a production grade environment. So you can imagine, if you contributed to this project, then your code will be used by a large number of audience in and around the world. So I started I started filtering some projects. It was, I guess, the Kubernetes project, Kaiwana, which is again a Kubernetes native policy management engine, similar to Open Policy Agent or OPA, and Chaos Mesh, which is again a it's a tool to test your system's resiliency, like what kind of load it can support and when it is going to break or face a downtime. So these were the three projects that I was mostly focusing on. And in Kubernetes, like I even did solve some good first issues in all the three projects. And in the Kubernetes project, I was also a part of the structured logging migration working group, where like working like in Kubernetes, it's a large community, right? And the project is also really huge. So it's been divided into two types. One is a SIG, or a special interest group, and another type is WG, or working group. So SIGs are like a permanent groups. For example, we have SIG docs, SIG CLI, SIG network. So these type of SIGs, like the SIG doc is responsible for maintaining all the docs, Kubernetes docs. The SIG CLI is responsible for handling all the CLI tools to interact with your Kubernetes cluster, like kubectl, crew, etc. And the working groups, those are sort of temporary groups. Those are made to complete a specific task, and after the task is completed, it will get resolved. So I was part of the structured logging migration group, where I helped migrate the logs of Kubernetes, kube proxy, customize, and a couple other projects to structured logging. So previously it was using an unstructured logs format. So
Mm-hmm.
we moved it to another logger. So I was part of that working group. And yeah, these type of involvement in the open source communities helped me to gain more exposure on the world of cloud and DevOps. And this is how I started my journey with DevOps, right? And when the LFX, like application period opened, uh, I started applying to these projects, like mainly the Kubernetes, Kaiwano, and Chaos Mesh. And I think, yeah, Kubernetes, I straight away got a rejection because there were a couple of other better applicants than me, of course. And in Chaos Mesh, they actually gave preference. Like I got a message from the maintainer the day the results came out, saying that your cover letter and resume were great, but we had to go with another candidate because he holds much more experience, because he like after completing BTech, he worked in the corporate for some years, and then he was doing his masters at that time in the field of distributed computing. So they thought that he'll be able to provide better inputs on this project, so they went with him. And the third one, like Kaiwan, no, I got a mail that yeah, I got selected in the project. And the maintainers or my mentors reached out to me in the Slack, saying what to do further. So in the whole application process, I think the most important part were the cover letter and yeah, the cover letter and your resume. Some organizations also ask you for a detailed proposal on like how are you going to implement the project idea that we are applying to. For example, I was also exploring layer 5. It's again a service mesh. It deals with the service mesh, and there they also used to ask we also need a detailed proposal on how you are going to implement this and this, and give us a detailed timeline too, and that should be attached to your cover letter itself. So I have also made a video on LFX mentorship program. If the viewers, if they are uh, interested in knowing more about the process, then you can simply search LFX mentorship program on YouTube. And I did a podcast with Aniket Pal. You can find the video in the top itself. And yeah, you can go through it for sure. It has a really detailed explanation on the interview process, the application process.
Okay, now coming to the last part, that is GSOC. First of all, when did you choose? When and on what basis did you choose the organization? And how did you get started communicating with the mentors and the project managers? And also, did the potential mentors and project managers help you in writing the proposals for the project?
Mhm. Mhm, mhm. So in my first year, I did come across this word GSOC, and when I saw, yeah, it's Google Summer of Code, and it's a really prestigious program, and not many people can get into it. And our college, like before me, I guess for 3 years or so, we didn't have any GSOC mentee or mentor. um, uh, in fact, like I think I was the first GSOC mentor from our college, and after that, a couple others were also invited as the mentors. So people, including me, were actually like intimidated while applying to GSOC, because seeing like the scale it holds and
Yeah.
the project it offers, so anyone would get intimidated. But after that, after getting to know about the process in open source, and getting to contribute to a few projects, I got to know, okay, GSOC is similar to contributing to open source only. um, it's just that you have to choose your projects wisely. So what I did is I tried to analyze what are my strong points. um, so at that time I was good in JavaScript or TypeScript. So I chose that one only, and I went to the GSOC archives, and I filtered the projects based on matching my proficiency. And that's where I got couple of projects, and I filtered out two of them, I guess. One was Open Bioinformatics Foundation, and the other one was I don't remember. It was React Native Elements, I guess, which basically deals with like uh, it's similar to Material UI, a component library, but for React Native or mobile applications. So I was contributing to these two projects, and I did make some beginner PRs, like maybe changing some dogs or fixing a typo in dogs, or working on a small feature, let's say. So I contributed to these projects in this way, and after that I started working on drafting my proposal, because you need considerable amount of time to make your proposal ready for review. And that's when, I started 2 weeks ago, like before the deadline. 2 weeks ago I started drafting my proposal. And what I did was I made an initial version of my proposal, and it had basic details about me, the experience I have, and like what my project idea abstract is going to be. Like it's a brief overview of what I'll be working in the GSOC timeline if I got selected, and then the timeline of okay, I have 8 weeks. Out of those 8 weeks, I have assigned specific stuff for each week, and I'll be these will be my milestones. I have to complete them before the deadline. And we had two evaluations, the mid evaluation and final evaluations. So we also have to give a timeline. Okay, before mid evaluation, these features of the project should have been completed, and it will be ready for review. And after that, the final evaluation, and the same thing goes for that too. And after drafting an initial proposal, I sent it to my mentor saying, okay, this is like I mailed her basically, not officially uploaded it in the website. I mailed her saying, this is the initial draft of my proposal. Please let me know if it could be improved and if it could be made better. So that's when my mentor connected with me, and she actually, like, the doc that I shared with her, the Google doc, she left out a couple of comments saying, okay, this part can be moved here, and you can improve this part and well. So she gave me some constructive feedbacks on my proposal, and then I made the required changes. Then yeah, I applied directly after that only. And what happened is, so for each organization, Google allots a uh, specific number of slots. For example, for OBF, Google had allotted 9 slots total, total of 9 slots, and uh, we had 9 project ideas. And since OBF was an umbrella organization, there were many small organizations under OBF, and they had their own project ideas. And the idea I was working on, like I had submitted my proposal, and I've already got some positive feedback from my mentors that yeah, your proposal is really great. You should be hearing some positive feedback or comments from us soon. So I was sure that yeah, I am going to be selected anyhow. But the thing is, Google in the end movement, it reduced the slots from 9 to 8. So they had to drop one project idea, and the umbrella organization that I was working on had 2 projects. So they had to drop mine, and my mentors reached out to me and said that we're really sorry, we had forwarded your name for this project idea to Google, but Google had a change of plans, and they only gave us 8 slots. So would you be willing to work with us on your same proposal as an external contractor? Like, you won't be associated with the GSOC program, but you'll be getting the mentorship and exposure from us, and you'll be getting to work on the same timeline with the same stipend, of course. So I said, yeah, I was mostly into like gaining experience. So I said, yeah, this is a good enough opportunity for me, and I think I should take it. So I said yes to them, and after the like during the GSOC period, I worked on my own proposal itself, and the
Okay.
project idea that I was working on, it passed both the mid evaluation and final evaluation. And after that, uh, I didn't leave that community. I I, s- I stuck like I used to stick around in the community and help other contributors get started with the project, and used to hold weekly or bi-weekly cadence meetings and stuff. So yeah, GSOC mostly, like, what people do not understand is it's a way of giving back to the community. Like people should not aim for the stipend or the GSOC tag. They should encourage this the power of open source, and even after the GSOC period, they stick around with the community and help the community grow. So that's what GSOC is all about. So
Okay, so here we conclude our first episode of Dev Diaries. Thank you for joining us.